A few weeks ago, I did a video on Best Buy no longer carrying physical DVDs and the Walmart stores no longer carrying physical video games. And I had a bunch of people in my comments about how going on about how streaming's better and more convenient, and I agree with just about every single point that these people said in my comments. None of them had anything to say in regards to why not having physical media available is a bad thing or why physical media has its advantages. Well, now here's a video showing why physical media does has its advantages. We got this article here from Business Insider. PlayStation is removing hundreds of Discovery shows that users already purchased. Sony is removing hundreds of Discovery titles from users' video libraries that they already purchased. Users who bought any of the hundreds of listed programs will no longer be able to access the content as of December 31st, according to a legal notice posted by the company. Due to our content licensing arrangements with content providers, you will no longer be able to watch any of your previously purchased Discovery content, and the content will be removed from your video library. So you can't even keep it. You gave them money, and the content will be removed from your library. Not just taken off the store, which we'll talk more about that later, but it will be taken away from you. You never owned this. That is an advantage of physical media. You actually do own it. Sony previously discontinued sales of movies and TV shows on the PlayStation Store in August 2021, citing the tremendous growth from PlayStation fans using subscription-based and ad-based entertainment streaming services. I get it. Being an all-digital platform makes sense to me because you provide all of those on the PlayStation. To be honest, so it's been a while since I had a PS4, but when I got it, I was like, this will not be used for Netflix or any of this other crap because I don't want any of the extra caching or whatever could be involved on the PlayStation. We have a TV that already has built-in Netflix apps. I don't need my game console for movies. Now everyone says the Blu-ray player with the PlayStation 3 days. I get that. I want to say, you know what? I did use the PS4 as a Blu-ray player for a little while too, and that was until I went and bought a 4K DVD player. So what else do we got here? The rise of online streaming throughout the past decade created an entertainment revolution that gave consumers massive content library availables with just a few clicks, all for the small monthly fee. Those fees are adding up, and they are jacking up the rates every chance they can. It's becoming more and more like you never cut the cord, cost-wise. Before users relied more on the option to purchase digital content in the online stores like the PlayStation Store or the iTunes stores. However, increasing competition among streaming services for licensed content has left many of the platforms looking like endless scrolls of reality television. Yeah. Additionally, some users have found themselves burned as their content providers are starting to lose rights to items that they purchased on their servers. You know, this also happens to people with cable television. Something happened with, was it college football and ESPN losing some sort of thing, and like a certain state wasn't able. It might have been an actual internet provider with ESPN or something, and they weren't able to. I just remember a bunch of people in some state being upset that they couldn't watch some college football game because it got shut down like right before the game or in the middle of the game or something like that. I don't know, but these license deals happen all the time. On Friday, one Reddit user asked if there was any way they could save their purchased content from Discovery, including several seasons of the reality show Dual Survival. I was actually under the impression, since I owned it, I wouldn't ever lose it, the post says. That makes so much sense. You gave these people money. You exchanged private goods for what private goods you thought you were getting in return, but turns out You got nothing. You got a permission. You signed a permission slip. I have an idea of how you could possibly save this information for you. You're gonna need a capture card and to connect the PlayStation to your computer and download and install OBS and watch that on your PlayStation through the capture card and record it with OBS, and therefore you will be able to keep. I don't know if I should be sharing this information. Personally, you paid for it. I think you should keep it. There used to be laws. I don't even know where they were, but like back in the day, if you had a CD, you could have one copy of that CD if you bought it, right? I think actually you were allowed 2 copies. And I thought that was horse crap because you already bought it. You should be able to have unlimited copies. Now you shouldn't be handing out the copies. And they thought by limiting you with only being able to have 2, you would be less likely to give it out to your friends. It was all a bunch of horse crap. They could never stop that if they wanted to. But yeah, that's how things used to work. I have no idea what the rules are on copying media that you purchased personally. I think you should be allowed to have copies. And what's funny is now with like DVDs, if you go to make a copy of a DVD, you have to have special software to get through all the crap that protects you from being able to make a copy. It's lovely. Anyway, these people spent good money on a digital service that is being taken away from them. How long until this possibly happens to video games? Who knows how these licensing deals work? I'm sure if I wanted to, I could go find out. But really, take Steam, for example. Steam could close down any day. And supposedly they've got backup things for that. If that were to happen, I would be able to go and download all my games, which means I would have to go buy a lot of hard drives. And I would be able to go and download all my games, and I wouldn't lose them forever if Steam was to ever go out of business. But that doesn't mean they can't change their mind if that was to ever happen. You know what I'm saying? They're not contractually obligated to me by that. Let me know what you think down below. Hit the thumbs up for me, and if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. And until next time, have a good one.